In this video you will learn how to use PHP curl. We are going to do 3 different examples. In the first one we will scrape the results from Google, in the second one from my personal website Parser income, and then in the third example I'm going to show you how to log into some website. So stay with me. Hey, what's up guys? Sinead here from ParserIncome.com, the place where I help others to become a web developer much easier and faster than they will do it on their own. So if that's something that interests you, consider subscribing. So for those of you that don't know what curl is, basically we use it mainly from PHP when we want to communicate with different websites. So if you want to get an information from some website, we usually use curl because of its speed. So in the first example that I mentioned in the introduction, I said that we are going to scrape the results from the Google. So first thing, as you can see, if we go to the Google and then try to search for something, let's say test, whatever, you can see that they always use Google dot and then domain from the country that you are coming. In most cases, then search, and then here they have appended of a lot of different things. But the one that we are interested in is this query. Basically says query and then what we are searching for. So basically we can delete all the other things like this, and then if we make a test, let's say another test, you can see now that it is working, and that's what we are going to do. So that's the URL that we want to scrape. So I will open PHP tags, okay, and first that we need to do is to actually init curl. So I'll create variable curl handler like shortcut, and then I'll say curl init, and that's it. And now for this curl we always need to add some options depending on what you are going to do. So you will see through these examples what are the different options that you have. So let's say the first one that you are going to do, so as you can see, first parameter is the curl handler. So just write here your variable name and then the option that you want to set. So let's say this time we will just set URL, and then here we need to specify the URL. Okay, so now our URL is this one. Okay, and then here of the Q we just need to specify the keyword that we are searching for. So I don't know, let's say Sinead, let's see now, and then I usually use plus, just like URL encoding. Okay, so the next that we need to set for this example is curl up and then follow location, which means that if Google redirects us from this URL to some other that they want, mainly they do it if you are choosing the wrong domain. So we want to follow location, and then we also want that we get the return from Google. So it says return transfer at 1. So here where I set 1, you can set true or 0 or false. So it's same. So true or 1 and false or 0, whatever you want. Okay, and I think that's it. Let's make a test. So now to make a test we just need to declare a variable where we will store whatever Google returns. So we'll say curl and then execute, and then we want to choose this curl handler, and of course we are going just to close this handler, close the connection. Okay, and then let's just say echo response. So let's see what will happen. Okay, I'll hit refresh and it works. Here we go. So as you can see now, we have get all the results for this keyword. And now if we do the same thing here and search for me, here you guys can see Twitter, LinkedIn, my website, etc, etc. So this is how to get. But now the thing is, let's say how we are going to parse, for example, all the texts from this, so that we get only them, because we are scraping the Google for some reason. And now there are different ways on how we can scrape some website. I mean, how we can analyze the returned response HTML document and go through it. And for that reason, I want to show you how to use simple DOM parser. Okay, it's one very lightweight but very powerful library. So we will just download it. Okay, to download latest version. As you can see, it's just few kilobytes. It's very small but very powerful. And with this library, you basically are able to search through this document just like you will do in jQuery, which is really powerful. Okay, so I'll just extract here, delete the archive. Okay, and I believe we only need this file. There isn't any includes, so I don't think that we need any of those. We just need this file, but we will see. Okay, and that's it. So at the top I will include simple HTML DOM PHP. Okay, and then here of course we need to utilize, so let's say I'll create HTML variable, and then I will just utilize this simple HTML DOM, and then I'm just going to load the response from Google. And then let's see, will we get any error? So I hit refresh and it's empty. Okay, I'm not sure why. So let's try to say here, sorry, it's okay if we didn't print out anything, so that's why it's empty. That means that there isn't any error. And then now let's try to search for the titles. So here let's see our source code. This is from the Google, and then let's try to search for the one. And if we go again to the Google, you can see that first one is for the Twitter, so let's find it. So I'll say twitter.com. Okay, and here we go. So you can see here that we have one link, and then in that link we also have the title that we are looking for, like here. So we can see that every link is starting with ref and then /URL question mark and then some URL. So we can say something like here, for each, and then let's say HTML find, and then we will use selector like we will use in jQuery. So say ref is starting with, then /URL question mark, and then let's say as link we want to get to print out link, and then I will just say inner or maybe plain text. So you have different options here to extract, and you can find it if you go here and then maybe go to the online document about simple DOM, and then here of course you have explanation on different things and how you can use it. Okay, so just read the documentation if you want to learn more. Okay, and let's make a test for our case scenario. Okay, so not like this, we should. Okay, and here we go. So maybe let's just add a new line. Okay, and here we go. So as you can see, it says LinkedIn, Twitter, programming blogger, Snake, and as you can see here, we have something weird. So I'm not sure what this is. It says privremeno catch memory. This is on Bosnian language, and let's try to find it here. So it's here, and let's see. We can say that if we have found URL with this webcache.googleusercontact.com, we don't want to include it. So maybe we can say here if string position, and then let's say in our link ref, and then let's say if we find webcache.google etc equal false. That means if we don't find, we will just print out this text. So let's see, and it's gone. So now we have got only the results about me in this search, which is what we were looking for. And now if you know how to use this simple HTML DOM parser, you will know how to extract anything from that page. Okay, so that is the first example. So let's go to another one. In the next one, we are going to try to get the information from my personal website. So this is my website, and here are all the tutorials that I have. There's a lot of them, and let's try to get and see what will happen. So I will just paste the link here. So let's say we'll use SSL, and we'll just echo the response, and here we'll say exit, just to test this part here. Okay, and now if you see, there isn't any tutorial. This is just something about my website. So the problem is that if you go to the F12, hit refresh, you can see that I'm dynamically loading all the tutorials. So if we maybe go down and click on the load more, you can see here that I'm going to make an AJAX call, and then with AJAX call I'm going to load more tutorials, you know, and if we do it again, the same thing will happen. Okay, so now it means that we will need to execute the post request to this URL in order to get more tutorials, and for that reason we will need to modify this script a little bit. So I'll say here ajax.php, and now here you can see that in the form data I'm sending 4 different things, so we will need to send them to. So let's say here I will create one variable post files and then create an array. Okay, so this is associative array, and it means that we need to do it like this. Okay, can be boring sometimes, but okay. And now as you can see, I have some start variable and some limit. Okay, so let's say I am starting from 0 and want to get 10 tutorials. Okay, And here in our call, now we need to say to the call that we are going to make a post request. So for that reason, we will say here call handler and then call opt, and then let's say post files will be our post files, but I will just use and build HTTP query. So I'll say post files. Okay, so I'll duplicate quickly, remove this, and then say we are making post and setting it to the 1. Okay, and let's make a test now. So refresh, and as you can see, now we are getting only the posts from my website. And if we go to Control U, there's a lot of HTML. So maybe let's say echo pre. So the problem is that this is not nicely sorted, because you can see here we have JSON. So I will just say here that we'll say JSON decode, and then here I'll say response reason, which is this here. Okay, so let's now refresh. And here we go. So now here you can see that we have each time different columns, and in each column we are getting different tutorials. Okay, and now we can see here that for every tutorial I do have one H2 box title, and in this title you will have a link, and in that link we are going to have a title of this tutorial. So again we are going to use our simple HTML DOM. Okay, so here I will say response recent, and then here we will search for H2, and then we can just copy the class from here. Okay, and then we will remove this part and say echo link plain text. Okay, and let's see what will happen. And here we go. So as you can see, now even from my own website I have got all the tutorials, but now the difference is that we needed to add post and post fields to this call, or it wouldn't work. And now the last thing that I want to do for this tutorial is to show you how to log in to some website. So let's say we will again use my website as an example. So in my website I do have a special members dashboard. Those are the people that have bought some course from me, and now this is the login page to get an access to some of those courses. As you can see now here in this drop down, you are able to select one of the courses. Okay, and let's say we are going to use this one, and then we need to provide email and the password. Okay, so I have set some temporary password, enter, and if we log in, it will show the message and log in. So now it's obvious that this is done over jQuery and Ajax, because we didn't refresh page and we have logged in. So for that reason we will need to know what are the information that we are sending and where we are sending those. So of course, if you know that it is Ajax code, then just go to the source code and see what is happening there. And as you can see here, the code is pretty simple. And in Ajax, we are sending those four informations, which is check login as a key, email, password, and the course ID. And course ID we are getting from this select and we just get an option. So let's do it. I will just get this, or maybe we can just quickly write it. Okay, so email, password, and then course ID. So email is mine, okay, password is enter, and then course ID is, for this one, is number 1. Okay, and that's it. So I will save, and then we need to set our URL. Okay, so URL where we are sending information is login PHP, which is this URL. So I will just copy. Okay, and that's it. So let's again see what will happen, and here I will just say exit. Okay, okay, it says std could not be converted to string. That's okay. Let's remove this at the moment. And here we go. So as you can see, we have got JSON response status is 1 and the first lesson is number 1, which means that we have successfully logged in. But the thing is that we want to see the members dashboard and not only this message. So that means that we need to store somewhere the cookie informations, and for that reason there is another option for the call. Okay, call handler, call opt, and then we need cookie jar, and then we need to set the path to that file. So let's say I'll just say, in my case, cookie.txt. Okay, and now here I will just say decode this, and then I am going to check. So I'll say if response status, that means that we are logged in, and we are going to make another call handler, another call to get this. So let's see where it will redirect us when we go it. Okay, so if we are logged in, we are going to make a test and try to get this page. So here I will just remove this because I don't want to close this call. That's very important. And then here I will just paste everything, and then post and post fields we don't need. Next time we just need this URL. Okay. Okay, and this ID is basically from response first lesson. Okay, and of course we don't need JSON decode because now we are turning the entire HTML. Okay, and let's now try to get everything from this response to see did we log it in successfully. So here I'll say refresh, and here we go. As you can see, now we have from the left side the menu that we should have like this, and we have here some content for the first lesson, whatever it might be. And if we refresh, here is the source code that we are getting. Okay, which is amazing. We did correctly this part, and now the next thing that I want to do is let's actually try to get the menu items from this dashboard. So let's see how we can get those, and as you can see here, we each time have this link that which ref is starting with view lesson.php. So we can say here ref, and then we will just say starts with view lesson.php id equal. Okay, and let's make a test. Of non-object. Okay, what is the problem? Here we shouldn't load the recent, we just need this response. Okay, and as you can see now we have all the links from our page. So guys, pretty much that's it. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you do, please like it and share it to your friends. And of course, if you have any questions, doubts or anything, please ask in the comments below. Take care.